Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Daffy's Roundtable. As you can see, I am not at home today. There might be a little bit of background noise. Where are we?
We're in Calgary.
We're in Calgary for the WCRE, the largest Reptile Expo in Western Canada, and we are super excited. It's been an awesome 2 days.
Day
and a half, yeah. So yesterday was Saturday. I wanted to record this yesterday, but it was way too busy, so I did not get a chance to. Today is still very busy, but a little bit calmer. So we're going to record it today. We're going to talk to some awesome vendors, talk to some awesome people. What was your favorite part of the weekend?
I don't even know.
I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say the cool snakes, but
I mean, the cool snakes, the cool people, being here. There's a
I
lot to
agree.
look at here.
There's a specific snake that I'm hinting at that I'm not going to talk about on this show, but you will maybe find out about it later. But we maybe did a thing. Anyway, so we're super excited. We're here. But as always, before we start the podcast, you can see where we are already. We are at the Exotera booth. So as always, allow me to thank Exotera for sponsoring this podcast and making this episode possible. Exotera makes quality products for our pet reptiles to make them feel at home. And thank you.
Nailed it.
Thank you. I you could say I have like 100-something episode experience saying it, and you would think that I would just record it and just have it replay
and cue it and play it.
But I say it every time. I don't know why I do it, but I do it.
It rolls off the tongue.
It rolls off the tongue. Cool. Okay. Are we ready for? Give me a little drum roll. Thank you. Okay. Are we ready for our first guest? And your job is going to be to collect the guests. You're gonna run around. You're gonna find the guests. And you're gonna bring them back. So go get me guest number one.
It's like a game of hide and seek.
It's like a game of hide and seek where I get to stay here and you get to bring me guests.
Perfect.
The cooler the guests, the better.
Do I win a prize?
Yeah, you'll get a prize later.
It's a snake.
Okay, go give me a guest. While she gets guests, conveniently, the man, the myth, the legend happens to be standing to my left. Can we distract him and pull him aside? Let's find out. Hey, Jesse.
5 minutes.
Hey,
Jesse's here.
how's it going, guys?
How you doing?
I'm fantastic.
How's the show been so far?
I love this show.
I love the show too.
It's very colorful. There's so many things to see here, and I mean all the different species. And like I usually am out east in Canada seeing those expos, but then when you come out west, you see some different things as well, and all sorts of arts and crafts and stuff like that too, which is really amazing.
There's a lot of variety at this expo, and I feel like the species that are the standard species that we see all the time in Ontario are not the same standard species that we see here.
Yeah,
like it's completely different.
So
mix.
far, I would have to agree with that. It's a lot of cool variety mix of animals to see at this show.
Yeah. So on the topic of Exotera, Exotera has been releasing a lot of really cool stuff.
And it's our 25 years of innovation. We're celebrating the 25 years that Exotera products have been on the market. The Exotera terrarium has been around since 2004, and we have here on display the latest new Pro terrariums and Pro paludariums from us that are replacing the original line.
That is awesome.
So that's something amazing to celebrate, but like everything we have here is all new. We even have the new mini fan that's not out on the market just yet, but very soon on demonstration, so you can add some extra airflow to your terrariums. Yeah. You have the new humidifier, Monsoon Nano, the T5 lights, Terra Sky UV. Wow.
It just seems like Exotera's new products.
Yeah,
and
it just keeps on
so
going.
Cool.
Yeah, really cool.
I think
really cool.
I see the fan over there. I think that's awesome for like higher humidity setups where you need the kind of the shift. Oh, you're gonna grab it? Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, bring it in. Yeah, so. There we go. So essentially, it can you put it on like a timer, have it turn on at certain times of the day or whatever? Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Simple, very sturdy, well made. It is like a CPU fan. It is not waterproof, but I mean, you just simply place this on the top of the screen, and depending on which way you want the air to flow, put it in one direction or the other. We're living in Canada here, so the winter times, because the air in our homes gets so dry, I would recommend against having it blow air in.
Right.
So have it blow the air out, and it'll suck in fresh air through the ventilation strip, which is now adjustable. I might add on the new Pro terrariums and paludariums. So,
and by adjustable, you mean if you need more airflow, you can kind of open it up a little more.
Yes.
You need, that's
yeah,
very
and
cool.
you can close it completely if you want. Very, very much less for, like, example, dart frogs.
Yeah.
So you want to have way less airflow, high humidity, close that vent strip up.
Awesome. That's very cool. And yeah, for like you mentioned dart frogs, for me, like for mountain horn dragons, I need super high humidity, but I also need them they need fresh air every once in a while. So maybe have it turn on a couple of times a day. That's very cool. And the new humidifier, I've been playing with it at home for a little bit, and I think it is probably my new favorite product from Exotera.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome, and yeah, it's
cool. Always about striving. I mean, Exotera, our slogan is make your reptiles feel at home. So if you want to create that high humidity in a terrarium, if you're not using a fogging system, you're spraying everything constantly. It's not normal for everything to be wet all the time. If you go to the tropics, the air humidity might be 100%, but then the leaves on the ground and the tree bark and the rocks and everything are dry to the touch. Yeah. That's what's more natural to all these living things in their environments, not to be sprayed constantly. That is good for
humid, not wet,
rain, and for the plants, etc. But that to have that fogging and even controlling that with our thermostat hygrostat. With the hygrostat, you can maintain the level of humidity that you're looking for, and actually it uses the water more. I would say sustainably, but no, it
stops you from constantly having to refill it. Yeah.
Example, like I have one set up on a crescent gecko at 65% humidity. I'm filling that reservoir every 3 weeks at the maximum.
Wow.
So yeah, it's really working very well in that way. And you can set it up on a timer too.
Yeah, and the thermostat hygrometer, it comes with both, right? So you can have a heat source on it, and that's really cool. I have the humidifier set up. I don't have it set up on the hygrometer yet. Hygrostat, sorry. Yes. I don't have it set up on that yet, but as soon as we're back in Calgary, I'm going to do that, and I will give you guys a review on how it's going.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, you
Sorry,
definitely
I'm
will.
losing my voice.
No, all good. You've been talking for 2 days straight.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you very much for popping on, Jesse.
Awesome.
Always nice to see you.
Yeah,
and we will see you back in Ontario very soon.
Cool. Ciao, guys. See you then.
Come on down. That's okay. Jesse's voice was also going. We've been talking for 2 days. It's been a long show.
Every show.
Yeah.
Every show. But then my manager, one of the managers is here. He's like, you get sick every time you come to Calgary. I'm like, I'm not sick right now. I'm using my voice. Just watch. I'll be sick after the show.
It's the Calgary air.
Yeah.
It's the Calgary air.
It's because we're all friends here and we like to have fun.
Yeah. That's another reason, 100%. So, Greg, you are one of the people putting this show on. What goes into sort of putting a show this big on?
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears and crying in my bathroom.
Yeah, you guys prepare for a very long time.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a long time, so it does get easier, obviously, the more we do it.
Yeah.
And staying in one location makes it a lot easier as well.
Awesome.
But I mean, it's the community. It's having great vendors here that are repeat vendors. That makes it a lot easier too.
Awesome. And you have your own booth as well?
I have my own booth as well.
Tell us a little bit about Cornel as well. Yeah.
I've been around for 25 years now.
Awesome.
I've been doing it full time since 2013. We build reptile cages. We've got all the supplies. Basically, we can get you right the cage and fully set up and
one-stop shop.
Exactly.
Everything you need. That's awesome. There is also an episode with Greg, which I will link in the description. Go check that out. But what's the next show? How often do you do shows? What's the next show?
We've got 3 shows a year now. We do one in spring. It's going to be April 18th and 19th at the Acadia Recreation Complex.
Awesome.
We had our first one there this year. We did record numbers, people through the door.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
You could barely move. It was awesome.
Yes.
Vendors did really well with sales, and obviously that's what we want. We want our vendors leaving happy.
Yes.
And that's how we get repeat vendors. So
yeah, and I think you could probably say the same thing about this weekend as well, right?
Well, and this weekend's confirmed for next year. It's August 15th, 16th.
Awesome.
Same venue.
Book your tickets.
Yeah, we got room to expand if
Awesome.
other vendors are interested. We'd love to get more from out east.
Yeah. How easy is that? I know we have like Sleepy Scorpions here. There's a couple of other vendors that have come from out east. Is it easy for them to kind of, Nelson's here, Tails and Scales? Yeah, is it?
We're, vendor focused. So I have a lot of the vendors that ship from their stuff out of town for product wise, and I get it to the venue. So they ship to me, I deliver it to the venue ahead of time.
Cool.
And, for those vendors that we know that they've got flights, they've got other expenses, we've got people arranging their flights at the same time. So they all land together and we could pick up a bunch of people. And try and do what we can to make it a good show.
Awesome. You're catering to the vendors like the entire experience.
Yeah, well,
you're helping them out every step of the way.
We don't have a show without the vendors, so obviously we want to keep them happy, and we do what we can to keep doing this. That's
awesome. And you already said the dates, but have those dates been announced anywhere else, or is this like an exclusive for the podcast?
This is exclusive.
There we go. Guys, get your tickets, or if you're in Calgary or anywhere drivable, drive up here. This show is incredible. This is our third time coming down, and we are going to continue to come down because it's a lot of fun. We love the people here. Like you said, the community is great. The people are great.
We're trying to introduce reptiles to a whole new generation right now and grow the hobby. So we need to have those interactive exhibits that get people interested in touching a snake for the first time. Or holding an alligator or crocodile. That's pretty cool when you're 6 years
100%.
old. So.
It's pretty cool when it's not just 6-year-old. I find it really cool. Yeah. And one other thing I noticed here as well is like you have Cobb's bringing in some mammals. You have Prairie Exotics. You have amusement like carnival games and all that. Like you're creating a family atmosphere where like it's come have fun with the family. Bring everyone and come out. Yeah.
Well, and you get a lot of people that are doing it for their kids, and all of a sudden they realize.
Maybe we should have one.
Maybe we should have one, or maybe they don't. But that's also why we have plants.
Right.
The plants have a natural tie-in with the reptiles, but also for people who come here for other people, end up leaving with something themselves. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. Well, Greg, any final parting words for our lovely podcast
guests? It's been a great show. We love having you out here. So
thank you very much. I love being out here. Definitely.
Yeah. So it's been a great show, and happy to have you. And look forward to the next one.
Thank you very much, Greg. We'll see you soon. Awesome. And now for our next guest, we have Yvette's coming on. Come on. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Dr. Cheyenne.
Yes.
I am Fadi, Daffy's Reptiles. This is a podcast. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
So, first of all, what is the name of the clinic you work at?
So I work at the Southpointe Pet Hospital.
Awesome.
We are on 130th Avenue, so we are by the Keg and the Canadian Tire there.
Cool. So, for anybody in Calgary, that's where it's Calgary, right?
It is Calgary.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm not from Calgary, so I don't actually know locations here. But if you are and you're looking for an exotic vet, you do exotic pets as well.
I do exotic pets. So our team does cats and dogs, but I am the veterinarian that will see reptiles. I'll see birds, and I will see bunnies and hamsters and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. How important is it for you to come to the Reptile Expo and these kind of shows to kind of raise awareness about what you do and that kind of stuff?
I mean, it's super important. I think that there's not a ton of exotic vets here in Calgary.
Or in Canada in general.
Yeah. So knowing that we are available, that we can help is really good. I mean, the vendors here are amazing. They're going to do their very best to set you up with great husbandry, healthy animals. But, God forbid something happens, it's good to know where we are and where we can help with that.
Yeah. Is there a specific most common case that you're seeing that you'd like to tell people, like, be careful, this is causing this, or anything like that?
I mean, especially with the reptiles, it's usually husbandry. Like almost all of the illnesses that we see are from people who mean well, but maybe got in a bit over their heads. Yeah. So making sure that you're checking your humidity, you're checking your temperatures, you're changing your lights, all of those types of things, and that you're doing things like gut loading your insects, especially. A lot of the problems we're seeing are just from not quite being able to manage that.
That's awesome. Are you a reptile keeper yourself?
I am not right now.
Right now, I like that. I like that. Yeah. So there it is a possibility.
There is absolutely room for that.
Awesome.
Every time I come to the reptile show, I'm going, what do I want?
Yeah.
But our technician team does have reptiles,
awesome.
And so we're always trying to stay on top of having as much information for you guys as possible.
That's awesome. And do you have a favorite reptile that you enjoy seeing?
I mean, I really love seeing the ball pythons. Those are one of my favorites to see.
Yeah.
The reptile we see most commonly are bearded dragons.
I was going to say bearded dragons. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
They're a good starter pet. but that's I'm always partial to the ball pythons.
Yeah, and with the bearded dragons and you know the more common ones you see, I know you mentioned it's like a husbandry thing, but is UVB usually a big problem as well?
UVB is. Calgary's also very, very dry, so we find even with things like the bearded dragons, people are just having a hard time making sure that they're staying hydrated, that they are they're understanding to about kind of everything that they need for them. But absolutely, UVB, switching out the lights, changing lights is really important.
Yeah, and obviously you recommend Exotera lights because Exotera is awesome.
Yes.
She didn't say that. That was me plugging. That's awesome. Any parting final words for the reptile listeners that are listening to this?
Just do as much research as you can. Reach out to your vendors; they're great. And then if you need extra set of hands, we're gonna try and do our best for you.
That's awesome, Dr. Cheyenne. Thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Take care.
Next guest. Hello. Good. How are you? I can pause this and come say hi. It is recording. We are back, and we have our next special guest, somebody that has also been on the podcast before. Drum roll, please. Tony Wigley, responsible for keeping. How are you? How's the show been so far?
It's been fabulous. This is one of the best reptile shows we've been to in the world.
Awesome.
And it's been the people. They seem to really get it. They understand responsible reptile keeping. Awesome. And that's just been the best thing for us.
Yeah, and so you're probably the furthest vendor to fly here. Why is it so important for you to come all the way to Canadian expos and to all the other expos you go to? Why is it so important for you to come and talk to people and spread the word about responsible reptile keeping?
Well, the short answer to that is that the mission that we have as an organization is relevant everywhere in the world. We're an international organization because what we do is just as relevant in Germany, Italy, Spain, America, Canada, UK, everywhere. It's the same issues. And in order to explain what that is, I suppose I should do a little explanation of what responsible reptile keeping is.
Please do. And if you guys haven't yet, there is an episode with Tony. I will link it in the description. Go listen to it. It is an incredible episode with a lot of information. But yes, please do explain what is responsible reptile keeping.
Let me see if I can distill it down to 30 seconds or so.
Awesome.
So most of your audience will have kept reptiles long enough and been hanging around on the internet long enough to see that there's a lot of misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda and even lies about reptile keeping online.
Right. Yes.
And this is a problem, and it's a problem for two reasons. Firstly, when keepers are misinformed, they make bad decisions.
Yes.
Yeah. Most reptile keepers are awesome. Most reptile keepers do things well, but some people don't do it as well as they could, and this causes problems. And when there are problems, this causes governments to come along and legislate with unsuitable legislation that makes the problem even worse. Right. What responsible reptile keeping is we're an antidote to the misinformation, and can I say BS?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes.
Okay. We're the antidote to online BS.
Yes.
We produce podcasts, interviews, documentaries, government briefing documents, videos, magazines.
Link in the description.
Yeah. All kinds of information to inform reptile keepers. But not only that, we help to inform governments so that they can make better decisions. We provide information to advocacy organizations all over the world, and we liaise with governments in Europe a lot. What we have here in Canada right now is that there's bad legislation coming down the pipeline in a few different areas. Yeah. And we're essentially from the future. We've seen this bad legislation in place in places around Europe, and we've seen the problems that it causes, and we've also seen good legislation that produces good results. And so why we're here in Canada is to let the people of Canada, keepers of Canada, know what we're doing, know the situation that they face, and to use the information we have to stop the problems that we've sometimes seen occur in Europe.
To kind of get ahead of the problems, fix them before they become big problems.
You got it. I mean, organizations like USARC or Reptile in the UK, these are great organizations that everybody should support. And what they do is they solve the problems when they occur. When legislation happens that's unfair or unsuitable, these organizations do a really good job of fixing that. Our job as an organization is to try to stop that misinformation causing these problems in the first place.
Right.
If we can let people know the truth about reptile keeping, then the animal rights organizations that are usually behind the campaigns to stop reptile keeping people understand that they usually use misinformation and bias and bad science to promote their extreme ideologies. Our job is to give the truth about reptile keeping, to give information that stops bad policies being produced.
Right. Right. And so what you're saying essentially is that all these things have already happened in the UK or in Europe, and you guys have dealt with them, and now we're starting to see these problems in Canada, probably in the US as well. And now we need to kind of get ahead of it.
Yeah, and the issues that we face are the same everywhere. And this is true whether you keep birds or fish or mammals or reptiles, amphibians, whatever.
Right.
They're the same issues. They're based on exaggerated welfare problems, exaggerated invasive species issues, exaggerated conservation issues. All of these problems do occur. They do exist. But the responses to them should be proportionate and effective, rather than introducing bans and positive lists, which just push reptile keeping underground.
Right.
So when reptile keeping goes underground, then those people who keep illegal reptiles can't go to the vet.
Yeah.
They can't ask for expert advice.
Right.
And we've seen this happen in places like Norway, in Spain, we've seen it happen in the Netherlands,
Right.
and we've seen it seep through in other countries. I know here we have a positive list in Saskatchewan,
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
which is just causing problems.
Yeah.
Because we know most people, sensible people, ignore stupid laws,
Right.
and they keep these animals anyway, but their welfare is compromised because they can't get the advice they need. So
Yeah.
you're much better to have proportionate, effective legislation and regulation, and that's what we're recommending.
Yeah. And I think right now we're also facing in Ontario Bill
35 or
Bill
31,
35, I think. Yeah. So obviously, it would take quite a while to get into that, but maybe you would be willing to come back on the podcast. Maybe we can get a couple of other people that understand it, and we can do like a roundtable, kind of discuss what Bill 35 is and what our potential solutions could be.
Happily. And essentially that's a positive list. But one thing I should add before we move on is we're not just here to say that everything's rosy and that reptile people should be left alone.
Yeah.
We understand that there are some issues that need to be addressed. So we also produce content sort of along the lines of, maybe don't feed your reptile so much that it becomes obese.
Right.
Maybe don't release your animal into the wild.
Right.
Maybe don't kiss your reptile after it's been sliding through its own poo and catch salmonella.
Right.
Because what we're doing is trying to educate people to do the right thing, to stop problems occurring so that bad legislation doesn't happen. And we've been pretty effective with that. We know that our content has changed the minds of legislators and also changed the minds of journalists who write about this stuff. What we're doing is we're solving the problem and correcting misinformation and poor opinion before it occurs, so that it doesn't turn into an emergency. And the more successful we are, the less work there'll be for those advocacy organizations working in the legislative sector.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
That's the aim anyway.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Tony, thank you very much for coming
No
on.
problem. Thank
I hope
for
you have
having
a
me.
great rest of the show. And I guess I should ask you, is there a favorite reptile that you saw here that you don't usually see in the UK?
Oh, yes. There have been a couple of cave geckos,
Cool.
and I know that they do occur in the UK, but I don't bump into them very often.
Cool.
And they seem to be around here quite a lot.
Yeah.
Somebody else came along with a helmeted gecko that was awesome.
I saw that as well. Yeah,
So-
the Diplodactylus, I believe, or
think
something
so,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Very
that
cool.
was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But actually, the best thing I've seen here has been Canadian keepers.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
That's
We got a
been-
thumbs up.
For sure. It just seems like people get it. People understand what's happening, and people are really enthusiastic about reptile keeping and doing the right thing. So
Awesome.
that's been really encouraging for us.
Awesome. Yeah. So hopefully we'll continue to see you here, and
hope so.
hopefully we continue to fight the good battle to keep reptile keeping accessible for everyone.
That's what we're here for.
Awesome, Tony. Once again,
you very
thank you very
much,
much, man.
man.
I appreciate it.
Take care.
Thank you. Ty, hello.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
First of all, I will say I've been waiting for you to come on the podcast, and you got to come on the podcast and do a full episode with
Let's
me.
do it.
You're promising me in front of all the people.
I'm promising you, let's talk breeding, let's talk rainbows, let's talk everything.
Amazing. So, Ty, you were one of the people putting on the show.
Yeah.
And we already spoke to Greg, and I want to ask you what it's like to kind of put on a show and all of that. But also, I want to talk about your reptiles, because you have probably one of the coolest stable, if not the coolest stable here. You're breeding and working with the coolest reptiles. But before we get into that,
Okay.
what's it like putting on these shows?
It's a lot of work. I mean, it's amazing when you see it all come together, and you get the people in the door, and the vendors are happy, and there's all this variety and all these like-minded folks. But it's a ton of work, but it's worth it on the day when you see everything come together.
Awesome. And how was this weekend for you?
Amazing. Really good.
Yesterday was slammed.
The weather was great.
The weather was great. Yeah.
Everybody's had a good time. The food trucks, the outside parking lot environment is great. It's all come together.
That's actually, I forgot to mention that when we were speaking to Greg, we were talking about, you guys do more than just a reptile show here. You have, people can meet a sloth, people can meet wallabies, people can hold or pet a Burmese, and then you also have carnival games and food trucks, and it becomes sort of like an event for the whole family to come out to and spend the weekend.
Back in the day, I mean, it was just deli cups on tables.
Right.
So if you weren't going to buy an animal, it was really nothing for you
no
there.
Point of right, yeah.
Now you can come spend the day. You can face painting for the kids. You can get some food outside with the food trucks. You can do interactive things with the family, and you can research getting a new pet.
Right.
Maybe buy a pet on the day, but just get all the information, supplies. So it's really more of a day event than just deli cups on the table.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, and it's a lot of fun. You can see like all the children getting excited and running around, and
that's the next generation. We have to keep them excited and interested because we're all getting older, so we need that next generation coming up.
You can see the white in my beard. I'm getting up there.
You're not there yet.
I'm getting up there. No, that's cool. So so jumping to your really cool table. You obviously work with a lot of different variety of animals.
Right.
Is it just like the itch of working with the next cool thing?
Exactly.
Or instead of like focusing on one specific thing? And in terms of business, do you think that if you were to focus on one specific thing, you could maybe be doing better as a business? But you're like, oh no, I love all these reptiles. I want to work with all these. Does my question make sense?
It does make sense.
Yeah.
And I have thought of that, of specializing in one or two things and just taking it to the next level, like a ball python guy, and that's all we do.
Yeah.
But I am a variety guy. I love the variety. I love going from tank to tank and doing different things.
Yeah.
So that's always been, I'm going to do a little bit of everything instead of one of just this.
Yeah, and it kind of keeps that appreciation and passion for the hobby.
I still get excited about new projects.
Yeah.
New hats, new things. I'm growing up. Oh, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't love this. I'm going to move this down the road, but I want to try new things.
Awesome.
So,
what's that project that you're super excited about that's coming up?
Anoles.
Anoles?
I've got a ton of anoles. I was never a lizard guy before.
Yeah.
But now I'm really into the small micro environments and doing the anoles. And it's really something I never dabbled in before, but I'm very excited about it.
I'm surprised by that response.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say like blood pythons or carpet pythons or something like that.
20 years. I've done all the boas and pythons and clubers.
Yeah.
I still have all that stuff. But the lizards is where I've really kind of putting some focus in now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So anoles is not something we commonly, we see obviously the one or two species, but we're not seeing a big variety of them in Canada. Is that something that you think will change over time?
I'm just watching these guys like Herb Time and these guys in the States, and I'm just like, man, I just want to do a little bit of that micro environment stuff. So I was really drawn to the anoles.
That's very cool. Yeah, I can see why. There's a variety of colors. There's a variety of sizes.
Yep.
Like you said, the micro habitats.
We've got some small guys and right up to the big guys.
Yeah. Do you have a couple that you're already working with that you're okay with mentioning?
We've got some blue beauties that are breeding.
Awesome.
But then we've got a whole bunch of, like the little red brown anoles growing up.
Yeah.
The blue eyes, some of the dwarf species,
Yeah.
some white lines. So there's some stuff growing up in the future that looks like there's some gravid females. So things are coming.
So the table's only going to become more variety,
more
cooler
variety.
animals.
That's right.
That's awesome. I'm very excited for it.
Yeah.
Is there? Are you excited for the next show? Is there something you're very excited about that you want to talk about?
I mean, this is the last show this year for WCRE. Now we just attend a couple of other shows. We got BC and Toronto and Winnipeg.
Yeah.
And Edmonton left to kind of finish out the season, and then the focus goes right on to WCRE April for spring again. So we kind of get out of show mode, and then we get a few month break, and we're right back in.
But when you're out of show mode, you're in breeding mode and in animal mode.
Well, exactly. Yeah, there's always something. It never ends.
Never ends, and you never stop.
That's right.
Awesome, Ty. Thank you very much for coming on.
Appreciate it.
One more time, you're gonna come on. You're gonna do a full episode.
Full episode, Canadian Mouseman. We'll talk about everything.
You heard it here first. We're gonna dive into all the cool species he's working with, and I'm very excited for that. So we'll set it up soon.
Thank you,
awesome.
brother.
Thank you, Mr. Ty. Appreciate it. Thank you. Hello, Tiffany.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us on the pod.
Anytime.
This is your first time on a reptile podcast?
Yep.
Are you a reptile keeper yourself?
I am.
Are you actually?
I am.
Oh, I thought I was expecting you to say no. Okay, cool. What do you keep?
We have like 8 reptiles at home.
Awesome.
I have 2 ball pythons, 3 crested geckos,
Awesome.
a leopard gecko,
Awesome.
and a bearded dragon.
Did that all start happening from coming to the Reptile Expos?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
Yep.
very cool.
Yep.
So the reason I'm surprised is because you're not a reptile vendor.
Nope.
You are a
I'm a plant vendor.
awesome. So why do you come to Reptile Expos to vend plants?
Well, I like people creating a naturalistic environment for
Awesome.
the reptile by putting live plants in your enclosure, you're helping to recreate that habitat that they are in the wild.
Yeah.
And it's very beneficial to have, the live growing factor.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
The
And
enclosures.
it looks better.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
It definitely does. And then, with the live plants, they grow. So there's that, I could take a cutting from this and put it over in this enclosure.
Yeah, it makes it more interactive.
Definitely. Yeah, it's more rewarding.
100%. I remember I was obviously doing plastic plants and fake plants, all of that. I remember my first bioactive setup, and I put a live plant in there, and I, within weeks, had thrown out every single plastic or fake plant in any of my enclosures, and it's all live plants now. So it's awesome. And you kind of come prepared.
Yes.
You bring reptile.
Yes.
So what does that mean? What does reptile safe plants mean?
So a reptile safe plant is something where if the reptile was to eat it, there would be no side effects. No, they wouldn't, get sick or anything bad like that would happen. It's just a non-toxic option that would be great for in a reptile enclosure. We do arid options and high humidity options and your basic ambient options. We have lots.
Awesome. Are there is there a more common one that you end up selling while you're at these shows?
We sell a lot of pothos.
Okay, yeah.
We sell a lot of pothos. We sell a lot of ferns and petunias.
So do you think people are more likely doing high humidity setups with these plants?
Yeah, we get a lot of high humidity setups. People are looking for stuff for their frogs or their geckos. Yeah.
Do you think there'll be a movement towards doing more arid type setups bioactive?
Definitely. People are starting to get into that, especially with a snake plant or anything like that. Super easy care too with an arid setup. It's better than a fake plant for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I think the big struggle with it is watering. Like, would you water specifically right under the plant instead of like spraying the whole enclosure, or like how would you?
It would depend on the plant and the environment. If you've got something like a Petonia in a frog enclosure, that environment is already really humid.
Right.
So you wouldn't have to water it as frequently. But if you were to put something like maybe a pothos in an arid environment, that one you'd want to water directly onto the plant itself. Right. That way you ensure the roots are getting watered, not the foliage.
Right. And then I guess you need to figure out whatever cleanup crew you can use with arid enclosure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then going back to the reptile safe plants, you said they're not edible. Are they safe to just go straight from the show? Obviously quarantine, do all your stuff, but go into an enclosure?
Oh yeah, definitely. We don't add any extra pesticides or any chemicals or anything like that. We try to keep it as organic as possible with our plants. That way you can take it straight from the pot to your enclosure, maybe give it a wash, take it out of the soil, plant it in your enclosure, ready, set, go.
Yeah, you're good to go. Awesome. Yeah. You're obviously based here in Calgary.
Yes, I am.
Are you available online?
I am, yes. We have a website.
Yep. What is the website?
www.aurorea.ca.
Awesome. So if you're looking for reptile safe plants and you want to get some from Tiffany, Aurorea Inc. Go to that website. I will link it in the description as well. Get yourself some reptile safe plants. And then final question, you're going back once again to the reptile safe plants. As you can tell, I'm fascinated by this topic. You mentioned, something that if reptiles eat it, it's not toxic for them. Is that a common thing that happens? Like, are there, I've heard Dieffenbachia can be bad for reptiles.
Yes.
Is that a common thing that you see?
Yeah. We do have people who come, and that is a very big concern, is they don't want the reptile to end up eating, like a Dieffenbachia or something, because Dieffenbachias are highly toxic. Right. And people are quite, they feel very rest assured knowing that this plant is not going to harm their reptile.
Reptiles, yeah. I have quite a few different Bacchias in my reptile tanks. I think I should probably be taking them out.
You definitely should take those ones out. Yeah.
It's funny. I'll get comments on videos sometimes. People be like, but they're not eating them. But I guess maybe
that small chance.
Yeah. Or if a leaf snaps, maybe.
Yeah. And then they got the little juices, if you will. Right. They come out. Yeah.
So get the different Bacchias out.
Yeah. Take those out.
Replace them with some cool plants from Aurorea.
Yep. We'll hook you up.
Perfect. Sounds good. Tiffany, thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate it. Good luck at the rest of the show.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Kenzie and a bonehead.
I know, I saw it and got very excited as I was waiting. Our next guest is here.
Hello.
Kenzie, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Who do you have here with you?
I have Bonehead, our spectacled caiman.
Awesome. Well,
being a big baby right now.
Yes, she is. Hi, Bonehead. Every time I come to the Calgary Expo, I love hanging out with Bonehead. Before we get into Bonehead, what company are you coming from?
From Prairie Exotics, from Manitoba.
And what do you guys do as Prairie Exotics?
We do educational outreach. We take animals around to birthdays, schools, daycares, all sorts of stuff, and teach people about the animals and their care and what animals might make good pets and some might not make good pets, like Bonehead here.
So wait, which one is Bonehead on? Good pet, bad pet?
Well, it depends on who you are. Mostly bad.
Do not get caimans. Not a
lot
good
of
pet.
work.
Yeah.
Takes up a lot of space.
So,
definitely could be moody and very, very smart.
yeah. But a sweetheart just hanging out.
Sweetheart with me for the most part.
He knows you.
Knows me very well.
That's awesome.
Been bonding.
Very
Takes
cool.
a lot of work and definitely a lot of risk. Very
Yeah.
dangerous if anything goes wrong. So.
Yeah, and is Bonehead one of the animals that you take out to the education?
We do sometimes. She is an upgrade. We don't take her to everyone. But if somebody wants to pay extra to see her, if she is in an okay mood, we don't force her, but we will take her out. I've done some birthday parties with her, and
Awesome.
kids love seeing her. So
What areas do you guys cater to?
honestly, all over Manitoba, and then we do travel out here.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Alberta.
It's fascinating because I've been recording this episode for like 35, 36 minutes, and nobody has stopped and looked at all. And the second you showed up, there's like crowds of
the whole
people
crowd
around.
of
Yeah,
everybody
everyone's like,
watching
"What
this
is that?" Yeah. So, what other type of animals do you take with you?
Our base, we take a lot of different snakes, and like a small snake, medium snake, bigger snake,
Cool.
some lizards, usually like a gecko that's a good pet, and then maybe like a larger lizard that's not as good but common, where people get to experience what it actually
What
takes
is
to
it?
care for them
Absolutely,
and everything.
yeah.
Usually an amphibian or two, some tarantula or scorpion as well. And just a bit of a variety. Sometimes we take our 14-foot Burmese python.
That's
along
awesome.
too.
Yeah. And what do you think is the advantage and the importance of doing the education shows, going out to birthday parties, going out to all these places?
It's so important, honestly. So a lot of people just don't realize how much work a lot of these animals are, how much they might cost, not only for the animal, but for the upkeep, the work, the time and effort and money and space that some of them take.
Yeah.
Some of them need enrichment and like having to do a lot of stuff. And it's not just a toy. They are living creatures, and getting people away from the idea that, oh, they're just toys, they don't have feelings. They do. It's not like a cat or a dog, but they will get comfortable with people. Like
Clearly.
for Bonehead especially, like
Clearly,
she's much more comfortable with me because I'm with her
covering her head.
every day. She's got to tuck it herself. Anyway.
Yeah.
Without the education side of things, a lot of people get animals not realizing. Either they don't do research or just not enough research, and then they realize, oh my goodness, this is way more work than I wanted, and then they surrender them to places like us.
Is that how you end up with Bonehead?
So Bonehead was through a mutual friend of ours in Ontario. They couldn't care for her any longer, and then I went to our mutual friend, and he was running out of space, so the next place that she could go was just. So a lot of our animals were either people got bored of them or just didn't want to take care of them or couldn't. Life changes sometimes, and like I need to move. I can't bring them with me, and that situation I definitely understand. We've gotten a lot of animals where they just abandon them.
And you guys rehabilitate them and then use them for your education shows?
Most of them we end up keeping for being ambassadors, educational. Sometimes with the better pets, something like a ball python or a corn snake or a leopard gecko, if we get an influx of them, once they're gone through a quarantine period, make sure they're healthy, make sure they're eating. Sometimes we will find homes for them.
Awesome.
I'm very picky with
I'm sure you
where
are.
they go to,
absolutely.
especially for an animal that sometimes has been through sometimes 5 or 6 homes, even a year.
Right.
I want to make sure that I find a home where I'm confident that they're going to stay there for the rest of their life. So it's a bit of work, but you know, it is my life, and honestly,
you love it.
Not a job. It's 24/7. I wouldn't change it for the world.
I'm sure it never stops. And another I think important aspect is there's probably a lot of people at these birthdays and these events that are scared of reptiles or think that reptiles are big scary beasts or whatever, and you guys are slowly changing those minds as well, right?
My favorite thing is getting people over fears. A lot of fears stem from just unknown, just not being exposed, never touching a snake, and seeing movies that kind of demonize either the snakes or the tarantulas and stuff. So seeing the change in people going from being terrified, absolutely terrified, having a panic attack, crying, to then almost wanting one of the things that they were absolutely terrified.
Holding it or petting
even
it,
just touching it, like seeing the change, seeing the stress kind of relieve from themselves. It's incredible.
Yeah, and it's also important for the hobby as well, right? The less people that fear these reptiles, even the ones that don't make great pets, it's just fear is not good for anybody, and it creates situations where
it creates laws that kind of ruin everything else too.
For
and
everybody that enjoys
it's unfair for a lot of stuff that isn't as dangerous as something like this. So it's definitely beneficial for the community. Over the last 12 years of myself doing this, I've seen a huge change in a little over a decade, and it's incredible to see. So I'm even getting less and less surrenders, which is really amazing to see because there's not as much of a need for it anymore, which is fantastic. I don't want to take in that many surrenders.
It means your job is working.
It means I'm doing my job. It means it's being effective.
Absolutely. And is Bonehead here? I know obviously Bonehead's your baby, but is Bonehead your favorite one of the animals that you take out?
I get asked that
I'm
so
making
much.
You pick your favorite, I know.
I get asked this almost every time I go out. I don't have a favorite. I don't.
They're all your babies.
They're all my babies. Yeah. I have favorites in every category and subcategory of animals. Yeah. So as far as caimans go, because this is our only caiman, she's my favorite caiman. Littlefoot, our American alligator, is my favorite alligator.
I forgot you guys had an alligator as well.
Yeah. We just let him be an alligator. He's retired.
He does not go to shows.
He spent his whole life going to shows and kind of being put out there. So
with you guys or before you guys?
Before we guys got him.
Okay. Before we guys got him. Yes.
Before we got him.
Yeah.
So we're just letting him be an alligator, living out the rest of his life, and he's definitely an alligator. Awesome. We don't pet him. We just let him exist and be happy. We give him enrichment. We give him things to do and play with and stuff, but we don't force him to come out. He's almost 8 feet long, so I mean. Yeah. He's a big boy.
That's awesome. So a lot of the guests or a lot of the listeners on the show are actually not from around the area and are from the U.S. How can they keep up with yourself, Steve, Bonehead, and the rest of the crew when, or if they just want to check you guys out, where can they go?
So we do have a YouTube. Really bad at posting because we're really busy, and it's trying to do better. But any of our social media, YouTube, everything is all under Prairie Exotics. So you can check out our website or Facebook. We do a lot of posts on Facebook. Any updates and everything is all on there. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Kenzie. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Mr. Bonehead.
It's good to see you. Shake your
Mrs.
head.
Bonehead.
Pretty sure it's me.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Hi, Emma. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How's the show been so far for you?
Amazing. Such a great show.
Yeah, so you grew up in this.
I did. Yeah, my whole life. This has been my dad's business. So just really getting to be immersed in it is so awesome.
And do you love coming to the shows?
I do.
Now, after all this time?
I do. That's why I'm still here.
Awesome.
I love it.
Awesome. So your father, obviously, I guess we probably mentioned, is Greg from Cornel's World.
Yeah.
Which also means you grew up on scales.
I did, yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about what the experience of being on, I mean, you were on Animal Planet. That's awesome.
Yeah. It was super great experience, like getting to share our love with reptiles and creating these amazing enclosures for these animals and people is just such a great experience.
That's awesome. And do you think you're going to be following in the footsteps and maybe continuing in the reptile industry?
I mean, how could I not? It's such a great community, and just my dad's love of reptiles and sharing that with everybody, like, it's just awesome. I want to be a part of it for as long as possible.
Awesome. So you'll be seeing a lot more of Emma everywhere. So upcoming shows, how much do you get involved in sort of the process of setting all of this up? Is it I'm here on the day to help, or is it your dad's driving you crazy every like 20 minutes? I need this, I need this, I need this.
Honestly, there's a lot of behind the scenes that people probably don't know about. Like the organizing, it takes a lot of, he's been doing it for so many years, so he knows how to put on a good show. So I try and help where he can, but I'm still learning kind of the process that he goes through with everybody. So
yeah. And then you're here at the show, obviously hanging out, but you're also working a booth.
Yeah, Tails and Scales is where you can usually find me. I really do love the animals, so getting to work with Nelson, I get to be a little bit more hands-on, and then I'll stroll over to the Cornel's World booth every so often and see how things are going.
But there's no animals there, there's products, so you prefer being a Tails and Scales?
Yes, exactly. I like the hands-on with all the animals.
Yeah, that's awesome. And do you feel like your skills as like a saleswoman are improving behind the booth?
Definitely improving. You know what? I learn something every show. Nelson's got such a wide variety, so every show he's got something new that I can learn about and then teach other people about as well.
Awesome. So I'm glad you said that, because what I was trying to get at is there's a lot of people that want to be vendors or are breeding animals or have products that want to come to these shows but are too scared of being a vendor, being behind the booth. Any advice for them other than just do it? Because they should just do it.
You really have to do it. Know what you have. Like, the reason why these shows are so successful is because they bring in the best breeders that know what they're talking about, so they can share that with other people. And people want to chat. The more you talk to them, the more they're going to understand what they're working with, and they want someone who's got experience. So,
awesome. Is there do you have a favorite booth?
Well,
in terms of animal wise, like species wise.
Well, Canadian Mouseman, Tails and Scales, all those guys have a wide variety. I like when people have, it's great when vendors have got their specific, so they know what they have, like those certain animals, but I like the wide varieties too. It's cool to see all of it.
I agree. I agree. Do you how hard is it to be at these shows? Obviously, you're at a lot of them, and not take home a reptile every time.
That's the hardest part of the show. You see something and immediately I want it. And you know what? I know a guy who's got a cage. So that's the other part.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Can you build me another enclosure? Yeah,
I go,
that's
Nelson,
awesome.
I kind of want that. And he's like, well, I think you know a guy who's got a cage. So that's the issue.
That's hilarious. I had never even thought of that. That's really cool. Yeah, that's cool. We actually we came to Calgary. This is our third time being at the show, and every time I'm like, I'm not buying anything. We're going there just to hang out. And I mean, VIP hour opened at 9 a.m. yesterday. We had something purchased by 9:15. So like it's tough being here. And no, I'm not telling you what it is. You have to stay tuned. You can find out later. But it's a very cool show, and the people here are awesome. And everyone's super friendly. And there's almost like this community. All the vendors know each other, and everyone's out for dinner afterwards together. And it's really awesome.
It's a great community to be a part of. All the plant, reptile people, everyone just gets along so well. It's nice to have friends like that around there into the same things that you are.
Yes, awesome. Well, Emma, thank you very much.
No problem.
You can get on back to selling products for Nelson because he's too lazy to do it himself. And no, thank you very much for coming on. And I'll pop by the booth later on. Yeah, thanks. We're back with our next guest, Sal. Thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So what is the business name?
House of Gaia Pythons.
Nice. And why did you name it that?
Actually, my wife named it that.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's after I can't remember the exact explanation. She'll probably make fun of me. Yeah,
it's all good. It's all good. I think it's like, and I'm probably gonna make fun of by someone saying this as well. I think Gaia is like the goddess of the earth or something like that, right? Somewhere around that. So 100%. It makes sense. It makes sense. It's regardless, it's a dope name.
Thank you very much.
And you have some really cool snakes. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the cool morphs you're working with?
Yeah. So we primarily work with Stranger. That's one of our favorite co-dominant genes.
Cool.
And we're trying to mix it into Desert Ghost, Clown, Pied, Ultramel, and those are like kind of the primary morphs that we're working with. Yeah. So
that's awesome. I know less than nothing about ball python morphs, so maybe this is just a quick one for the show, but maybe at some point you'll come on and we can do like a sort of a genetics discussion or like learn a little bit about morphs.
Yeah,
I'd be down for that. Okay,
100%,
awesome. See, we got another one guaranteed. Stay tuned for that episode. It'll be fun. So tell me a little bit about the show. How is it going so far?
It's going amazing. This is one of my favorite shows of the year. Tons of people, tons of vendors, awesome cool plants, good invertebrates, lots of reptiles. So it's been really good.
Yeah, and sales are going well, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. So you, I see you on Instagram before the shows. You're one of the few vendors that's actively posting, getting your name out there. How important do you think that is? Like the pre, letting people know you're going to be there, letting people know what kind of animals you have. Like, how important do you think that is?
It's super important. Honestly, I get a lot of feedback from it. I think it's a good way to promote yourself. It's a good way to promote the community. And after all, that's the most important aspect of this is getting the new generation of reptile keepers and breeders and bringing them in. And, it's just a good way to get your face out there and become known within the community.
Yeah, it's awesome that unprompted, 3 people so far, you, Ty, and Greg, have all said it's all about, getting the next generation involved. And I feel like that's very much what the atmosphere in Calgary is like. I think it's, what's your opinion on the community of reptile keepers here in Calgary? Let's go there.
It's fantastic. Like, we're all pretty close-knit, and it's been that way for many years now, too. And I feel like everyone's very welcoming when we do get like a new breeder coming in. And, it's a lot of everyone just trying to help each other out and, working together to kind of find what's best for the reptiles.
Awesome. And you mostly work with ball pythons?
Yeah, mostly ball pythons.
Are there other things that you're working with?
We're dipping into a little bit of boas, and recently we've been really into mantids. Yeah, so we've been really having a lot of fun with them, and we're getting really good positive outlook from a lot of the people vending and people who are coming to buy too. So
you don't see them very often, and they're a really cool pet, and it's a pet that obviously do your best with them, but a pet that doesn't take too much space or too much. Like, how easy is the care?
It's super easy. It's great because it's more of like it's a good desktop kind of pet or friend, and the care is super simple. Yeah, exactly. And I've been saying lately, like, it's the last couple of years are the years of the micro pet, so really easy to take care of. It's not a huge commitment, so it's great for kids because it can get them involved without having to worry about the longevity of, like something like a snake where you're looking at 20 plus years.
What is the lifespan of mantids?
Usually roughly around 10 to 12 months.
Months.
Yeah, months.
Wow, okay,
Yeah. You have to enjoy them fast, but it's incredible.
Yeah, they're awesome. And then in terms of like, are they, because ball pythons, once you have the setup, they're not a hard pet to take care of. You feed them, you change the water, you clean it up a little bit, but are they like much easier than ball pythons to take care of?
I would say even much easier. I mean, you're looking at basically a daily little misting, making sure they have clean water, and you're feeding when they're at an older stage, you're only feeding about once every 2 days. Sometimes we'll even go a little bit further than that. So really simple. Then weekly maintenance is basically cleaning their substrate, which is a very small amount because of their enclosure size. So it's super simple. You're looking at maybe 5 minutes a day, if that.
Awesome. And what are you feeding them?
Right now they're on crickets, but Nutri-Grubs are really good.
Awesome.
Even when the black
soldier fly larvae,
when they go into their flying state, that is a great meal for them.
Interesting. And do they catch them?
They will catch them. Yeah,
that's cool.
When they have their wings, they'll even do a little bit of a flight before they catch it. It's really awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah. I've seen videos online. I don't know how staged these videos are, but I've seen videos of like mantids grabbing other insects, like biting their heads off and all of that.
Yeah.
Do you get to witness that on a smaller scale?
Yeah, that's legit. They'll go head first, but sometimes, unfortunately, for their prey, they'll even do it the other way around. So, but they're very quick, and that's one of the funnest aspects of them is watching them hunt. They're very inquisitive and very quick. So.
Yeah, I think they're gonna quickly become a more popular pet that we see more frequently. I'm gonna pop up a picture on the screen, but can you tell me just real quickly I don't know if you remember, but yesterday you pulled out one snake for us to take a picture of.
Yes.
What is the morph of that one?
So that one is a stranger red stripe yellow belly clown.
And the stranger brings out
a lot of the kind of wackier pattern and then a lot of dark tones.
Okay.
And it reacts really well with both red stripe and yellow belly. So that's why I chose that one, because that one just has a really good connection between those three genes. Yeah. And then clown is the recessive trait, which is giving most of the look of the animal.
Awesome. And you said red stripe?
Red stripe, yellow belly, stranger, clown.
Okay, yeah, because it's just because what fascinated me about that snake was like the undertones of red on it. It's a little bit like it's a very unique looking ball python.
Yeah, and that's why I love stranger. When you start mixing it with stuff like red stripe, you're getting a lot of these like kind of rusty colors. That's kind of a new look for a lot of ball pythons.
Yeah. So the big question then is, why is it at the show? Why are you not holding it back?
I luckily made two in the same
awesome.
clutch, so
okay.
I have her sister at home.
You are keeping one.
Yeah,
awesome.
I can share.
Awesome. And then finally, you're here. Are you going to be taking anything home with you?
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Probably.
Nice.
Yeah,
do you want to let us know what you're thinking, or?
Well, I might. There's a nice Enchi yellow belly VPI exanthic female I've been looking at, and I've also been eyeing the blood pythons too a little bit. So
at Thai Stable,
Silver City.
Oh, all the way out. Okay.
But
I got
Gaia has some nice ones too, though.
Yeah.
It's a hard decision, man.
Do you sort of plan ahead what morphs you want in a snake and then pick it up when you see the morphs that you're looking for?
Yeah, typically like I have something in mind. I'm always trying to get like a new gene now that I have my collections a bit bigger. I'm always trying to find new genes to add to the collection because if I already have that gene, I'm just going to try to make it myself and do my own combination. So I always have an idea of what new gene I want to get into. VPI exanthic is one of them that I want to start getting more into. So
that's very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, Sal. Thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Like I said, we're gonna do a full episode. You're gonna teach me about ball python genetics.
100%, man.
Awesome. That sounds great. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Have a good rest of the show. I need to change the camera angle because of the height difference between us.
Oh
yeah. Michael, how are you?
I'm doing great.
How's the show coming so far?
You're doing awesome. I'm helping Greg West out at his table.
Yeah, but
you're doing great.
But you're not from Calgary.
No, I'm from Vancouver, so I drove all the way out here.
Nice. And do you come to the shows a lot?
Yeah, this is my first Western Canadian Reptile Expo.
Awesome.
But we have our own show back in BC.
Yeah.
We run with our non-for-profit. So yeah.
What's the show called?
The BC Reptile Show.
Awesome.
It's held in Abbotsford in September and April every year.
So September. So there's one coming up. When's the September one?
It's the third weekend of September. I'd have to look
at
the dates again.
22nd, 23rd, I believe.
Yes.
Or somewhere around there. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, if you guys are in, what is it, British? Is it all of British Columbia that can get to it, or like how easy is this?
Well, it's out in Abbotsford, so it's not too close to Vancouver, but everybody comes out, and we usually have a great show. It's definitely been growing a lot. So yeah.
Cool. As you guys can tell, I've never been to BC, and I have no idea the distances between everything, but that's cool. So you're enjoying this show?
Oh yeah, yeah. Lots of cool stuff. When we're walking around, you see some really cool stuff at some different tables.
You picking anything up?
I got my stuff before I even came here.
Okay, nice. You came prepared. I love it.
I just had to pick up stuff, so it wasn't too bad.
That's awesome. Okay, so obviously I want to talk to you about the show, but you just started a podcast.
Yeah,
and we need more reptile podcasts. So tell us about the podcast. What's it called? Who's the co-host? What's the main topic you guys talk about? Give us the the elevator pitch for the podcast.
Oh yeah. So me and Dominic Cabanu started a reptile podcast probably 2 months ago now.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't feel that long at all.
It goes fast, man.
But yeah. So we try to cover some more uncommon species and some species that people common stuff too, but stuff that's not
everybody's working with.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And try to get in the weeds of it too, and let the guests explain and let their passion kind of run wild on the podcast. And yeah,
that's awesome. What's the podcast called?
Reptile Rejects.
And where can they find it?
They can find it on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts.
Go check out Reptile Rejects. Two very smart, passionate keepers talking about. I know you both from the carpet world, right? But so I assume there's a lot of carpet python talk on there.
Well, especially with Dominic. Dominic loves his carpets.
Yeah.
But then I like my weird boas and some big colubrids and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a good mix. I'm definitely having a good time. And yeah, I think Dominic gets to record his first solo episode today, so that'll be fun for him to.
Have you checked in on him, made sure everything's good?
Well, he hasn't messaged me yet, so that's good.
So that's good. Yeah. No, that's awesome. I'm very excited to be having more reptile podcasts popping up. I think the more of them, the more it gives people variety and more, the more knowledge we're all sharing with each other. So you and Dom should come on the pod, do a full episode.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure we will, and we'll definitely have you on as well.
Yeah, I would love to. It'd be a lot of fun. More podcast collaborations. Yeah, that's cool. Awesome. Michael, enjoy the rest of the show. Yeah. Greg's booth looks busy, so we're going to send you back. But any final parting words for the listeners?
Well, just
love reptiles.
Yeah. Yeah. And keep what you like. Don't just go and get something because it's a beginner or a starter animal. If you really want something, just go and do your research. Maybe it takes you another month or so to save up money for it or whatever it is. But keep what you love. Don't just keep what somebody necessarily suggests to you.
That is solid advice. I like that a lot. Where are you gonna be? Are you gonna be coming up to more WCREs?
Oh yeah. Now I'm probably gonna come every year now. I might even come for the spring show. So awesome. This is awesome. Tyrone and Greg put on an awesome show. They put a lot of work into this. Plus they're running their own booths. So yeah, it's just an awesome event with awesome people. So everybody should come and check it out.
Yeah, they're nonstop. They've been nonstop all weekend. I'm sure they've been nonstop for months as well. But
oh yeah.
Yeah, Michael, I'm glad we'll get to see you in more WCREs. Maybe we'll get you down in Ontario at some point as well. But go check out Reptile Rejects. Thank you very much for coming on.
Awesome.
And
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
Yeah, have a good one.
Thanks, you too. And that is a wrap on the WCRE episode, the Western Canadian Reptile Expo episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did enjoy this, do you want me to record more episodes at more expos? Let me know in the comments or send me an email or whatever, and we will make sure to record more episodes at more expos. I don't know why I'm stumbling so much. It's been a long 2 days. Thank you all very much for listening. If you're still here, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give us a follow on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever else you listen to your streaming platforms. I'm going to go check out some more reptiles. And thank you all for listening. We'll see you on the next one.